Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth Barrett here, Elizabeth Barrett Kinesiology. I've got your free training for the week. Now if you didn't do last week's free training, it might be helpful to go back and look at that. So last week we looked at the constructed self, so labels or perhaps that have been put on us, the way that we see ourselves in the world. Then we looked at some traits and came to feel more into the truth of who we are. So those traits and attributes that our soul has chosen to incarnate with that perhaps we've hidden away. And then we looked at some of the beliefs that might be holding us in this state of being where we are hiding, suppressing, forgetting, denying ourselves the truth of who we are, in that those traits that our soul has chosen to incarnate with, traits that would have been deemed inappropriate or unacceptable in childhood. So we've gone, oh, we can't be like that. Let's put that aside. Let's put that aside. And what I find through this work is that those traits is usually where our magic is. It's usually where our gifts are. So there's usually a belief that's attached to that. So today we want to look at beliefs in general and how we can start to shift. So just to clarify, it's really important doing this work that we start noticing our daily thoughts without judgment. So our thoughts can actually reveal so much information. Our thoughts can actually reveal what the beliefs are, that those beliefs that we might not consciously be aware of, that are running in our unconscious mind. And those beliefs then show us our state of energetic state that we're in. So for example, maybe there's some body image beliefs that we hold, and some of these might have been passed down through the family. So I need to be slim to be loved could be something that's running, a belief. To do with work and career, I've got here, I need to suck it up and get on with it to be a success. Okay. And then there's something about this doing, this work ethic doing, sleeping in is lazy. I should be doing something. It's a big one in our family. And when I'm achieving things, I'm acceptable, right? So we have these beliefs. And if we don't feel acceptable and we've pushed away those very traits that make us who we truly are and constructed an identity in order to fit in, to get along, to align with the values of perhaps the family, then we're actually denying our soul its journey here. And our soul's journey is all about embodying those traits, that very essence of who we truly are as we move through this lifetime. So often we can be aware, like, yeah, okay, I've found these traits, like I'm so sensitive, and actually it's part of my magic. It makes me able to do the work I'm able to do, in the world. I'm highly intuitive. These things that weren't acceptable, right? So we've brought these to the light, and we understand that some of the other things, like being tough or being more masculine in our way of doing, which isn't who we truly are, might not be the way going forward. However, the energy of these beliefs can be the very thing that keeps us stuck in this old constructed self, this old way of being. And for those of us who are light workers and conscious beings, those of us who are waking up, find that we can be very much stuck here and not understanding how to progress and how to really step into the truth of who we are so we can follow our soul's path. So today we're going to look at these beliefs. So again, if any of the beliefs that I mentioned before pop up for you as you're feeling like that's something that you want to work with, maybe jot those down. The belief that you worked on last week, you can work with that one today. So we want to bring the belief to the light. So let's say let's work with, so our work in the world, perhaps our soul work or your career, in this work in the world that you are doing. And perhaps to be a success, you have a belief, and it might have been a family belief, that if you just work hard, you'll be successful. So the belief could be, if I work hard, I'll be successful. And you've been working hard your whole life and not feeling perhaps that you're successful, okay? So we want to look at this belief and bring it to the light. And we do this by looking at it and saying, well, is it actually true? Do I need to work hard to be successful? And for those of you that are pushing and striving and you're exhausted and it doesn't feel aligned and it's not who you are, because you are in your feminine energy, you are a creative, you are sensitive, highly intuitive, and it's actually burning you out, I would say that this belief is perhaps driving this, and it's not really aligning you to the truth of who you are. So what we want then is to say, well, this is an old belief that I'm no longer willing to carry forward. I am not available for this energy anymore. So is it true that to be successful, and of course it depends on your measure of success, but that's okay. We don't need to dig into that right now. We're just going to work on the belief. I need to work hard. And we can maybe think that successful is being recognized in your field, making a certain amount of money, all of those things. So we're looking at it going, well, is it true? And you can look around and you can notice that maybe some of the more successful people who are similar to you, in that they're intuitive, sensitive and creative, are actually highly successful in their way of less is more, or leaning back, or allowing life to come to them. So we can say that it's not true, right? We can say, to be successful, I need to work hard as a belief. It's not actually true. And how we start shifting it is that very thing I mentioned, is to start looking and finding the evidence to back up the new belief, which is, when I align, let's just say, when I align to who I truly am, success comes with grace and ease. And that's just beautiful. So if you imagine aligning to that within, so those traits and abilities and gifts that are natural to you that you might have suppressed or denied, if you are aligned to those, then success, of course it's going to come with grace and ease, and it won't feel like hard work and striving, because you are in your groove, right? You are in your groove. So to start shifting the belief and rewiring the brain, we look and find the evidence to back up the new belief that we want to bring in. And you can do this because you can look online at some of these entrepreneurs or spiritual beings who are embodying who they are and going with the flow, and actually are highly successful, whether that be with their presence online, the money they make, their following, whatever success means to you. So that's your homework, is to start looking and finding evidence to back up your new belief. And that proves it to your brain. It's like, oh, see. And once we are focused on what we want, which is when we align to who we truly are, success comes with grace and ease in this example. When we focus on that, it's interesting to see how the evidence becomes apparent. And that's one of the most simple ways to start shifting the energy of these beliefs. Start dropping the old, bringing in what you want, so you can align to that, and then with grace and ease, step into and embody who you truly are. Start allowing those very parts of you that were hidden away to rise up and to express. And we've got some help here with Luna Love. I'm just very interested in this work, aren't you? All right, my loves, I hope that made perfect sense. Please let me know how you go. I'd like you to practice this for the next week. I'll be back next week with another free training. This is the work, okay? It's not difficult work. It's quite simple. It's just that we need to be consistent and put it into practice. So make a commitment right now that you're going to call in the belief that you want, drop whatever the old one is, and start looking for that evidence. And just watch the world around you change and align, and the universe start to deliver. Much love and many bright blessings. I'll speak to you again really soon.